Hey, welcome everybody to Monday night's Zoom opportunity meeting. We've got a really, really special, unique meeting tonight with some fantastic leaders in this business. So we're excited you could join us, and we know there's going to be other people joining us. They're probably a little bit late. We've got a great crowd of folks, and I wanted to take 1 second, and maybe some of the speakers will acknowledge this too. Obviously, this is 9/11. And it's been kind of an emotional day for Judy and I'll tell you, we've been watching some of the scenes from 16 years ago on the television. And you think about why some of these crazy people hate what we do and hate what we live for, what we stand for. And the main thing they hate about what we do is freedom. And the number one thing that you're going to find in this group of people talking tonight, the number one thing they care about is freedom. And helping other people create freedom, all kinds of freedoms. And it's one of the things that excites me the most. And like I say, we've got some phenomenal speakers. I'm not going to take up any more of their time, but I want to introduce to you a gentleman that my wife Judy and I have known for almost 30 years now. And there's literally nobody on the face of the earth that we admire and respect more than this guy. And he's kind of a legend in this industry. He's had enormous success. He's been through a lot of adversity in his life, and we just respect the living daylights out of him. So I'm just going to turn over the meeting to him. So ladies and gentlemen, Rob Terrell.
Hey, Jeff, thank you. That one set me back a little bit, but I'm with you as far as the 9/11. I can think back. It was 1 year after, of course, our crash that we experienced the 9/11, and then I actually got to go into the site, a couple months after, and extraordinary people do extraordinary things, and I use that to introduce tonight, because tonight, with just your core of speakers, including myself, there's over 90 years of experience in what we're going to talk to you about tonight, and because of that, I hope that you guys are focused in, that you're not distracted, that you're focused in, and that you're going to listen, because sometimes the message comes across in more than just the words that are said or the graphs and that are shared. And I want you to really listen to that. I have the pleasure of introducing Jan Hayball, and because it's 9/11, I will tell you he is a veteran, and he's probably my best friend, one of my best friends in the whole world, not because that I don't have a lot of best friends. I have a lot of best friends, but Jan's a best friend because I've never seen him compromise his principles ever in any way. And I've watched him, I think he's been free. He'll tell you probably, but I think he's been basically financially free, owning his own business now for about 30 years. And he has a tremendous lifestyle. I couldn't find him this summer because he was camping this summer, and I was chasing him down trying to find him. But I had to buy my own camp trailer so I get to go with him sometime. But guys, I want you to listen really good to him. He's going to share with you some really neat stuff about a project that we're working on. And for those of you that are kind of checking this out in the beginning, my question to you would be thinking about what if what we're saying is true? And what if this group of people would put their investment behind helping you? So with that, I'm going to turn this over to one of my best friends in the whole world, super amazing businessman, Mr. Jan Hayball.
Well, that was really nice of you, Rob. I'll pay you later for for saying all those things. Anyway, I hope you can see me okay on the screen and stuff. I'm going to bring up a presentation, but tonight we're going to give you an opportunity to become involved with us. And we're in a business with a lot of like-minded people, and I hope by the time I get done with this presentation, you can see exactly what we're doing. But the one thing you will have to do is get back to the person that sent you this link and get more information. And with that, I'm going to bring up my presentation here, and I'm sure everybody can probably see AVISAE, a blue ocean opportunity. Did everybody see that okay? Okay. Anyway, as I go through this first slide, we are AVISAE, by the way, And this first slide that I'm going to show you is by the name of a guy by Robert Kiyosaki. And Robert Kiyosaki wrote a book called Rich Dad, Poor Dad. And there's probably everybody on here has probably read that book, even if you're under a rock. I think it was on the bestseller list. It might still be on there for several years, but he wrote another book, and it's called The Cash Flow Quadrant. And what the cash flow quadrant is it just shows us how we make our money. And as I go through this, I want you to see, you can, place where you're at, but this red side over here is going to be trading hours for dollars, and the blue side is going to be systems people. And that is what I want to get across to you more than anything. A lot of people think, oh, I could never make a lot of money. Let me tell you something. I come from a construction background, not much education. Probably everybody on here has got more education than I do, but having a strong back and a weak mind sometimes pays off. I wish I could give you a seminar on that, but know you can do what we're going to show you here tonight. And on this red side, it says we're either going to be an employee, we're going to be self-employed business owners or investors. And as far as the employee goes, we're always going to be trading hours for dollars when we're employed. And that's all good. We sure like people to have jobs rather than not have jobs. And I have been through all these quadrants here. And what I did was, how do you make more money in construction? Well, you start your own business, of course. So we did that. And I thought, oh man, I'm now a business owner instead. I didn't know that, getting up in the morning and being chief, cook, bottle washer, the first one to work, the last one to leave. We definitely made more money than we did being an employee, if everybody paid up their bills, that is. And anyway, being an employee, we're going to work for a system. Down here in self-employed, we are the system. And on this blue side, things really change, because you see on the red side, it says 95% of the people are over there and only 5% of the people are on the blue side. That means 95% of the money is on the blue side. So pay real close attention to this. It was fun. It's fun moving through these quadrants, but when you get to be a business owner and now you own systems rather than be the system or work for a system. And what that would be is, if you own 5 McDonald's, you probably wouldn't be at any one of those McDonald's, all that often. You wouldn't have to be, because you got managers at all those that can take care of it. So it allows you to have a lifestyle of freedom and go do the things you want to do and go camping all, summer, if that's what you want to do. And that's why I built this business. So we could do what we wanted when we wanted to. And down here on the investment column, hey, that column there, that always reminds me of Monopoly Man. Y'all see Monopoly Man's the little round glasses, and you know what I mean? That's a hard one to get to, because it's good when you own some systems, because if you're not that smart of being an investor, which most people are not, it's forgiving. You lose your money and then more money comes in. It's a crazy thing. And down here on the bottom, you see on the red side, it said 45 years versus 2 to 5 years. That's what I like. Because if I was going to work and if I'm going to do construction right now, I am 68 years old, and Rob's right, it's been close to 30 years since we had jobs. But at my age, it would be pretty hard for me to go out and do drywall like I did, because I had a small business and I was a working guy. Even though we had people working with us or for us, I was out there doing it myself, and I just really have a hard time thinking I could do that today. Up at the top of this, I'm gonna enlarge this because this is important. I don't know who all knows J. Paul Getty out there, but if you're 50 and over, there's a good chance you know who he is. If you're younger than that, you probably don't know who he is at all. But he made this profound statement, and he was one of the first billionaires since Solomon. And what he said was, become a billionaire. Now, he did this in the 20s. And you become a billionaire in the 20s. That was before computers. And I just think how much $1 billion was then. It was a lot of money. And the reason nobody had reached it up till that time, because it was too hard to take care of all the administrative stuff. In fact, you know, you got to a point that you'd do so much business, and then you'd have to hire more and more and more secretaries, more bosses, and it would just eat up all your money. But what J. Paul Getty is he was in the oil business, and what he did is he started franchising. Everybody thinks Colonel Sanders did it, but it was J. Paul Getty. And what he did is he went out to his oil wells because he wanted to get bigger than he was, and he didn't want to have it all ate up in administrative. So what he did is he went out there to his top guy that was running the oil rig, and he says, hey, I'll tell you what, why don't I let you take this, and I'll just come around and read the meters, and I won't worry about it, but I'll give you 40% and I'll keep 60%. Well, just to make a long story short, now that guy that's on the oil rig, he's driving a new car and, you know, living in a nicer home and being able to, you know, do some things that he never could do before. And what he did is this is the profound statement. I would rather earn 1% of 100 people's effort than 100% of my own efforts. And if I get that one thing across to you tonight, that's the main thing, because that's exactly what we're doing here is it's a lot of people's efforts combined. Now, why in the world would you want to do this? There's this slide here that says wants and dreams. And then you see there's a little dollar sign in the red over here. Usually the wants and dreams are things we'd like to have. And the dollar sign is things that say we can't have all these things. And so as I go through this, I know that everybody can't talk to me and tell me what your wants and dreams are, but I'm just going to tell you what I've discovered at this point in time. Number one, time. Time is an awesome thing, but you can't have a whole lot of time without having some money. So time and money combined equals this thing below them called freedom. I wish if there was a way that I could express to everybody that's watching this what freedom's like, there would be no question. Everybody would get involved because you would understand and you would think, oh man, freedom to get up every day, do what I want to do on purpose, unless you know, your wife tells you to do something else and you got to go do that. But you know what I'm talking about. Go on a vacation when you want, or, you know, when we go down and buy a car, we go buy the car. Now, I never dreamed of doing such things when we were, you know, out there hanging sheetrock and stuff like that. I never thought about going and paying a cash for a car. I thought, how many years do I have to finance it? And it's a whole different feeling to go down and just, you know, be able to write a check for it. Then for, of course, you older people write a check for it. You know, you understand that. The younger people, what's a check? Reduce your debt. That was the thing that I got involved for. We were so far in debt. We had a business failure and it cost us, anyway, it cost us a lot of money. It took me like 3 years of paying everything we got to get out of the debt we were in. But I'll tell you this, it's because of this business, this industry is why we did it. And, you know, you might like to travel, or, you know, like right now in Houston, you know, these people are having a hard time to be able to, you know, be charitable and giving. Retirement here, you guys, more than any one issue I come across, and that's including health and everything else, people are so scared of retiring today. I was with a guy a while back down in Phoenix, Arizona, that had just, you know, I was overshown in this presentation, and he had just got laid off at Hewlett Packard. He had a beautiful diesel pusher motor home out in his driveway. And, you know, and he told me he was getting ready to retire, and they laid him off. He still had a couple of more years to go, but they laid him off, and it cut him off on a lot of the benefits that he was going to get, including more money. And I thought, gosh, since then, it really made me pay attention to all these people out there that aren't ready to retire, or the reality of it when it hits them. And they're like, oh my gosh, I got to live on half or less of what I was making when I was working. You know how much easier it is just to make that little red circle bigger and bigger and make more money. I know right now that at our age, of course, we got Social Security coming in, but gosh, my wife's got to have something to go have some mad money with and stuff. So it's nice to have that instead of, you know, buying our next loaf of bread or something like that. So anyhow, you guys, dream big. Freedom is a wonderful thing. And I'm going to move on to the next slide here. I'm going backwards there. And this is the products. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to have my wife go over the products because she's so much better at it and she's way better looking than I am. So anyway, without any further ado, here is Raelene. And by the way, she used to be a corporate executive for 7-Eleven. And anyway, there she is.
Here we are making racket. The products are wonderful. They're world-class products, and once you try them, you can't go back to anything else. So we will start with the tall one, the meal replacement. It's a protein shake, has 4 different proteins in it, so they digest at different times. You know, if you're trying to lose weight, it's a great, you know, morning and then afternoon, and have a dinner at night, and you'll lose weight. We have joint relief that's right next to it with the green label. And boy, I'll tell you, when you get to be our age, sometimes it's hard to it was hard for me to move my thumbs in the morning. I know that sounds really weird, but it was hard to move my thumbs, but I take it every day. Therefore, my thumbs, I can move them. And the anti-aging, the Sustain, is a flagship product. It's a great anti-aging. Lengthens your telomeres, and I know you probably don't have any idea what that is, but I don't want to get into that right now. But it's a good thing that it does that. We have the weight loss. It helps you metabolize fat, helps you lose weight. Take it a half hour before every meal, and hey, it just boosts your metabolism, and therefore you shed the pounds. Then we have 2 drinks, a raspberry and then a peach mango. And that will help you lose weight and give you energy. And while I'm talking about that, I want to talk about the torch over in the corner. And there's 2 flavors there, and that is an all-natural energy drink. And it's green tea, and it's really yummy. I mean, I think we go through a lot of the torches at our house. Then we have the hydration, the balance over here in the corner, and that gives you, balances out the pH in your body so that you're not acidic. And you know, a lot of our diseases are caused by inflammation and acid in our systems, and that will neutralize you. And we also have, is there more slides on this? Well, that's anti-aging. Oh, we have skincare, which is a great thing. What would women do without our skincare? There's a cleanser, a moisturizer, a serum, and then there's 2 face masks and eye cream. And here we have our At-Lash and our Lush Lips. So we have nice eyelashes, you know, to bat at our husbands when we want something really expensive. And Lush Lips, which plump up your lips and actually condition your lips. So that's a good product. Then we have our shampoo and conditioner. The Envy is amazing. I love it. You don't have to use very much. It's real concentrated. So get your hair nice and clean. And the conditioner makes your head feel all tingly. I really like that. Kind of wakes you up in the morning, really. There's our torch again. And this one is really, these are excellent products called Love Your Gut. We've been doing a lot of gut togethers lately where we talk about these products. We have the probiotic there that you take every day. And it's hard to say. It helps you get regular, I guess is the nice way to say it. And then we have the Digest Well, that you eat a tablet after every time you eat. And what it does, the Digest Well is really an amazing product because it turns your proteins into enzymes, which builds your muscle. Can you imagine that? So it's a great product. We use them every day. Then there's a product called Bliss. If you have trouble sleeping, you can You'll sleep like a baby if you take the B.O.S.S. You take it at night under your tongue, maybe 5 or 6 shots, depends on the individual. Jan uses more than me, but he's bigger than me. So, and then there we have another product here, and I don't think it's not there. It's not on this slide, but it's called Repair. And I can guarantee you that 90% of the population does have digestive problems. And the product that we have, you know, it's hard to say what it did, except that I feel really good. Feel really good. You know, I digest my food well. I think that my, you know, all of my plumbing is really good because I've repaired it and now I'm maintaining it. So we have great products. Like I said, they are world-class products. And for those of you who are already involved with this, I encourage you to get with someone that's on your team and schedule a get-together. We've got one tomorrow evening. We've got a house full coming. Not necessarily great to talk about digestive stuff with a whole house full of people, but we're doing it, and Valerie's going to be here, and we're going to just have a great time. So I encourage you to get with someone on your support team and you schedule a get-together because it's really great. People really need to have help with their digestive tracts because the majority of their problems are right there. And if you can fix those, you've got a healthy person. With that, I'm going to turn it over to Jan. Good to see everybody.
I told you she looked better than I was. She's much better. This is the, you know, when I was telling you, you either work for a system, you own systems or whatever. This is what they call the B.O.S.S. It says Business Owner Success System. And 3 different things here, books and audios. Hey, I'll tell you what, I read probably 2 or 3 books, I think, when I was, you know, in high school. And I was a slow reader when I got started in doing this, but I found out that, hey, reading books is so important. It's unbelievable, especially when they're books that motivate and you know, make you get active, go out there and do something. And here it shows you on this iPhone, the navigator, there's a step-by-step progression of exactly how you build this business. And that's what I like about it. This system is, it's awesome. And it says here, business building tools. They've got everything that you need. And I'm talking about audios and not just a few audios. They got tons of audios that cover every single bit of what you're going to do, and especially the motivational part. And then over here, it shows you the B.O.S.S. We have get-togethers. We just had one Saturday. In fact, these guys in Arizona just had one Saturday also. And we all get together and share ideas and see what makes it work. And usually have somebody come in from out of town, or we'll do a Zoom like we're doing now and give you all the details and, you know, what's really making it rock out there. This is part of the Blue Ocean that you've seen, AVISAE, a Blue Ocean company. This is a bunch of like-minded people. And when I say that, this is a board of directors that was elected, okay, not appointed. A lot of companies appoint these people. These people were elected from the field. Anybody on here can be part of this Business Owners Association. And when you build your business, and you get it pretty big, you want to say so in what we do and how we do it. And the people that are in your groups will also say, hey, I just seen this, or, you know, come up with some ideas that you know, you could take to the corporation. So having a bunch of like-minded people together, it just, everything works in unison and together, and you feel so good about being confident in who you're with here. Now, what we have here, everything we do here is like a referral program. And a lot of companies out here, these companies are some of the most successful and fastest growing companies in the world because of their limited referral programs. And the crazy thing about that is we, you know, we all drive traffic to Uber and Netflix and all these different companies. And in the process, they get all the money and they reward us one time. But over here on an unlimited referral program, what we do on a much bigger scale is that we have over $5 trillion worth of product categories that people spend money on a monthly and annual basis. And we get the immediate profits, plus we get shares in the revenue forever. That's a hard one to beat. And what we do is simply this. It's what we know, not who you know. Okay. And what we do is the people you know, we build channels. I know almost the majority of people out there, and I know for exact that about 70 million plus have digestive issues. And I really like to focus on that gut stuff, because what I found is like nobody likes to talk about poop. And I'll tell you, when they have these get-togethers, I'm really surprised. I was embarrassed for some of the people that, you know, good-looking gal the other day was talking about her digestive system. And I thought, oh, wow, I didn't know all these people had these problems. But the neat thing of it is, have you got the answer? So what we want to do is we want to build 3 channels of people that what? They just use the products. Over here, this is how we do it. Number 1, this good-looking guy up here, you put him in and you make $150. Then you put your second person in, you get another 150, and your third, all we're ever going to do is build these 3 channels. And the third person, you'd get 150, that'd be 450. And at that point in time, just repeat the same thing, but you're going to get another $150 for completing these 3 people, putting them in. Then over here, it shows you, we just duplicated exactly what I just was talking about. And at that point in time, that would come up with just immediate money. And this is what I like. Somebody says, oh yeah, it would take me a long time to make money in something like this. No, not really. We've had people, you know, get this $1,050 in a matter of a week or 2. So, you know, it just depends on how fast you want to go. But this is my favorite, you guys. This is what kept us out of work for the last 30 years. And it's the residual. As you build this up and help other people do the same thing that you see on this screen, all of a sudden you'll have a residual income coming in at $500 month after month, year after year. In fact, that can grow a little bit. In fact, it can grow quite a bit. I know people that are making $500 a month, and I know people that are making, well, I got friends that made millions, to make a long story short, but let's look at the $500 a month first, right? Over here, it just showed you the kits that we have available, the launch kits. There's an elite, there's a premium, and then there's essentials. And I know they have a couple more in this, you know, the gut kits and stuff like that. You guys, this is so cool. It's unbelievable. And all the products you're going to find are awesome. They are awesome. But this just shows you the different ways to get involved. And then over here, it says, this is back to the same thing. Why in the world would you want to get involved? This guy over here is a fly fishing. He's a good friend of mine. And this is him up at his cabin in Wyoming. And he looks like he's got a pretty tough day. I don't know about you, but my best day at work, I would have rather been fly fishing. I can guarantee you that. Or like being on a cruise ship or you know, having this nice little convertible BMW here. But with all of that, I am going to introduce a gentleman that I know over probably 35 years. And his name is Gary Libby. He used to be an engineer for Firestone. This guy is, number one, he's an unbelievable businessman. He has made next to a fortune in doing exactly what I showed you here tonight. And so I'm going to turn this over to Mr. Gary Libby. Are you there, Gary?
I am. Can you hear me?
I can.
Wow, that's great. Well, guys, I appreciate that. I said here, I'm honored to be on this call. I just want to tell you very quickly, we just got a couple minutes left. I want to tell you very quickly, I mean, I look at Rob and Stephanie, I look at Jan and Raelene, registered in this business with Randy and Valerie, Tyler and Debbie, my brother, and all this. I look at all the folks you have there with, you know, with Jeff and Judy and Brent and Susie and the great groups from Texas, Louisiana, all over the valley out there where they say it never rains. But every time I've been there, it rains in Phoenix. Anyway, you know what? I want to tell you a quick story. I come from northern Maine. I was raised back in the woods. My daddy had a float plane. We built log cabins. And nobody, Libby, ever worked for anybody else. And along I come, I go to college, I go to Vietnam, I go back to college, I get a job at the second largest tire company on earth. And I thought, this is not for me. And in a precursor to this, at age 31, I was not broke. I was in debt. And my brother showed me a precursor to this. We get in there, it took a struggle, and at 34, I was free. And I got to tell you, Jan, you said I made a fortune in this. Yes, I did. And I spent a fortune in this. Some people are very good at managing their money, and I was very good at spending it in the Himalayas and all over the place. My point is deals change sometimes, and the deal did change. And I'm so excited that what we have here, I say all that to just say a little, we know what we're talking about, not me, but all of us as a group, because let me tell you, right here, Jan showed us the plan, how to, what we do. In other words, this is how we market, how we build, how we generate income. And then the how, there's this B.O.S.S system that all these guys I mentioned, they and their wives and see other men and women, we come together and we support each other. We have a B.O.S S, what do you call it? A business support team. And that's what this is all about. The great news is here, you're watching this, here is a chance you get to choose your why. When I worked at that corporation, there was no choice on what your why was. You were going to show up or you didn't. Now, many of you are very successful in business of your own already. Then here's a way to generate income, another source of income. There's nothing like having another whole source of income. I'll mention that here in a second. But the cool thing is, when you get a chance to choose your why, forgive me, I'm watching notes, because if I don't watch notes, we'll be here 6 hours and would have hung up 2 minutes after. Anyway, my point is freedom to do or not to do. That's what freedom is to me, a chance to be significant, to do the great thing. When somebody wants to go, somebody from your church says, we're going to Himalayas, you go with them, right? Or whatever, right? And so it's just you know what it is, a chance to take your life back. So I'm going to recommend you take this opportunity. You didn't see a whole lot tonight. It's just an idea to prompt we want you to intrigue you here a bit, to say, look at this. Here's something you need to look at again. I recommend you get involved, whether for the health part, what Raelene talked about, incredible health. So we have testimonies and stories that are astounding. Or maybe you want to get, for me, I want to get my wealth back, that sort of thing. You know, and we got a proven system that makes it work. You've been invited by somebody, you've been invited to watch this, to plug into this meeting tonight because someone believes in you. They respect you, they like you, they know you have what it takes. What is unique about this opportunity here is they will help you do it, all right? Whether it's for an extra $500 a month. I've got a guy, a very wealthy man, but for him, $500 a month income coming in, residual, that's a big deal, because it's just extra income. Whether it's you want an extra $1,500, $5,000, an extra, like Jan referred to, an extra $50,000 a month, that is a big deal. But it's all doable here. And the people that you're tying into, there are people at every one of those levels that have already done it and are doing it. So that's a big deal. Somebody asked me once, they said, well, what do you tell people what you do for a living? I said, I tell them, we set people up in business. If they make money, we keep some. And if they don't, we waste our time. And we're a little careful who we talk to. My point is, your success is based on the success of others. There is security here, because when you build a business that's based on someone else, our goal is to see you make so much money that, or have so many benefits that you won't give them up, which that is security beyond this. Robert Kiyosaki, who wrote that book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, said it's the most noble way, this business model, the most noble way to make money. So I'm going to recommend you get involved. Whatever level you get involved at, each level, different levels have to do with how many products you get. When you register 3 and they register 3 at those same levels, you got your money back. That's a big deal. Homework from this, I'm going to have you get back with the person that invited you here tonight. Call them, text them, and whatever hour it is, whatever time zone they're in. We're back here in Ohio. Anyway, it's a little chilly back here. Anyway, what am I going to say? Oh, sorry about that. What was I going to tell you? this is proof that we're not here to talk you into anything, because if we're in to talk you into something, we wouldn't have a blurb like this. The person that invited you here, talk to them. They're going to put a couple audios and they're going to text them to you or email them to you tonight. Listen to them, maybe a video. So you get a chance to see what there is here. We want you to get back. This is the summertime. We're wrapping up summer, it's fall. And I just want you to, can you imagine, let's say, Jan, you said it, or actually I think that Rob said it in the beginning. What if this is the deal? And because if this is the deal, can you imagine next summer? What if this is the deal? So some of you are making plenty of money, but you have no time. Others had lots of time, but no money. This is the ultimate door. It can give you both. And it's success based on the success of others. I just want to close by, we're not far from Louisville, Kentucky, and that's where the Kentucky Derby is run every year. And the song they sing for the Kentucky Derby is called Run for the Roses. There's a line in there. See, I don't believe in coincidence. The fact you're invited here is a big deal. And the last line of that song is, it's a chance of a lifetime and a lifetime of chance. Here's somebody plugged into a business support system that will help you. And if you make income, they make a little, and what they make does not come out of your pocket. So they are truly on your side. It's a big deal whether you want to diversify your income, you want to earn your time and money, or have your own freedom. It's a big deal. So I'm going to recommend you to do what Jan does. Jan has a good time everywhere he goes. I'm going to recommend that what you do is, you know what? I'll close by saying one thing. We're betting you can do exactly this. And the person that invited you here tonight is really betting it. He believes in you. As a matter of fact, he'll stand beside you and help you get it done. So God bless you all. Have a great day. And on this wonderful memorial of 9/11. Good night.
Thank you, Gary.